Hi, my name is Veronica Schneider from Dalton State College, and this is my critique of the production Our Town by Thornton. From the very beginning, I was drawn in by how different this play feels from a typical production. There aren't fancy sets or bright costumes, just chairs, tables, and a few props. Set somehow it becomes one of the most emotional and realistic portrayals of small town life I've ever seen. I actually watched the play all the way through because I liked it so much, and now it's officially on my list of favorites. It's one of those stories that seem simple on the surface, but they make you think deeply about what it means to live, love, and be present. My favorite character was the stage manager. I didn't relate to him personally, but I was fascinated by his role in the story. He's like an all-seeing observer who moves between being inside the play and outside of it. I love stories where a character breaks the fourth wall, and the stage manager does that perfectly. He talks directly to the audience and gives us context about Grover's Corner and even jumps through time to show us the future of characters. There's something almost comforting about how he narrates life and death with such calmness. It's like he understands everything and wants us to see life from a bigger perspective. One of the moments that stood out to me personally was when the stage manager stops the action to describe things that haven't happened yet, like when he tells us that George and Emily will get married. It's such a small detail, but it really shows how life moves forward, whether we're ready for it or not. And I think that's part of why I liked him so much. He represents wisdom, perspective, and the feeling that life is meaningful but fleeting. I love how you always ask us to connect our posts to our majors, and someone hopefully going into as someone who's hopefully going into law, the message of our town really connected with me. The play is about noticing the beauty in everyday life, the breakfast, the conversations, the routines that we take for granted. It reminded me of how easy it is to rush through things without really living them, and that theme connects to my field because it emphasizes observation, empathy, understanding, and human experiences. Whether it's analyzing people, communicating effectively, or making choices that affect others. Appreciating the ordinary is something that matters both in life and my future career. I think the director did a wonderful job capturing the tone and message of the story. One of the minimal set designs used, the minimal use of set designs and the pantomime forced me as an audience member to focus on the dialogue and emotion rather than the visuals. The director's choice to have the stage manager speak directly to the audience broke down that wall between fiction and reality, which made the story feel personal. It reminded me that this could be any town, and these could be any people, including us. The story felt smooth and intentional, and I never felt lost, even when the play shifted between the time periods or the different perspective. The most memorable part of Act 1 for me was when the stage manager introduces Grover's Corner. He introduces it in detail. The schools, churches, farms, and families, and then we see George and Emily going about their morning routines. There's nothing dramatic happening, but it's so real that it almost feels like nostalgic. Watching the Gibbs and the Webb family go through their daily lives made me think about how fast time passes and how often we don't realize the value of a moment until it's gone. Overall, watching the production made me reflect on my own life. It reminded me to appreciate the small things, the kind of details that seem unimportant but actually make up who we are. Our Town is one of those plays that leaves you quiet at the end, thinking about how precious the simplest moments can be. That's why it's become one of my favorites, and I'm glad to have I am glad to have had the chance to experience it. Sorry about that. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great night.